We want to focus on Australia. We touched on it earlier. It is, of course, the country where the tournament is taking place. And a little bit earlier, we spoke to Ahmed Yussuf, an Australian football expert and journalist, and he's going to tell us, will the Socceroos be any good?
Hello, Ahmed. Thanks for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be with you guys.
It's here. The Asian Cup's here.
Oh, the Asian Cup. Oh,
Finally.
It's finally here. We've been waiting all this time.
In Australia as well. Surely there's like an extra special bit of excitement and expectation down under.
Well,
don't disappoint me.
Well, you could say that, but maybe there isn't. It's in like 5 or 6 days.
Yeah, it's time.
I've not felt that tournament feel. I've not felt a bunch of people getting really excited, saying, "Hey, the Asian Cup is here." But
High five.
that might happen. Yeah, that might happen in the tournament though. So that's I guess a build up of anticipation happening now, especially when you have Australia versus QA as the first game, I think, of the tournament. Maybe that will bring some, I guess, spirit and optimism of the tournament itself.
Well, is it after the World Cup? Is it sort of the next biggest deal for Australia in terms of international football?
Definitely, because so Holger gets sacked late last year. Ange Postecoglou gets thrust into the limelight as the new head coach. He's built this remit. Hey, get us through to the World Cup unscathed. Try to I guess put up a good fight, if you will, and target the Asian Cup to possibly win it at home. So at least make the final. That's kind of his remit, and doing that through basically bringing out young players, developing the squad, and building for the future, if you will, because that's probably not happened for the past 8 or so years with Holger, before that Pim Verbeek, and that constant reliance on that 2006 World Cup golden generation going through up until late last year. So it's been a hard year, I think, for Ange, but also a year that I think he himself can look back on and think he probably could have done it better. There's been a lot of questionable decisions. One person I think should not be anywhere near the squad is a certain Chris Hurd. And he's played, I think, less than 20 games in 3 years, albeit that has been due to, I think, some mental health problems as well as being injured and things like that. And that's totally fine. But to get to the stage of playing for the national team without having a consistent run, when Ange Postecoglou's remit throughout his 10 years Australian coach has been, I will pick who is playing regularly. That is the first thing on my agenda. And there's been a few questions to actually see if that is coming to pass.
Some controversial decision, especially with you. We'll see how he gets on, see if he proves you wrong. Just to finish up on Australia themselves, the Socceroos. I mean, what's acceptable to you? I mean, what do you expect? How far do you expect them to get in the tournament?
I told a lot of people that I don't expect Australia to I guess, maybe get out of the maybe quarterfinal stage, and that's because I think they might be complacent. They might underestimate teams like when you think of teams like Iran, Iraq, teams like the UAE is a very good example because they have this booming young generation coming through. A lot of people underrate them. There's obviously the established powerhouse in Japan and South Korea, and I just feel that there might be a bit of complacency creeping in, as well as it being on home soil, having all the fans on their side. Ange Postecoglou is still trying to, I guess, find his formula, if you will, because there's been so much. He's had so much fluctuation in his squad. He's picked so many players, changed it around so often, and he doesn't know who he's going to play as striker. He doesn't know who will be his centre back pairing. The midfield's a bit, well, it's a bit shorter than anything else in other in terms of other positions, but still, fullbacks are very questionable. Do you play Jason Davidson even though he's not played at all for West Brom? And then you go to right back, and you don't pick Lou Wilkshire, which is fine because obviously the history that he's had with the campaign being a toxic character. So who are you going to play? They're going to play Ivan Franjic. Ivan Franjic has been okay, but not fantastic.
There's so many unknowns.
There is a lot of unknowns here, and I think that people are thinking that Australia will make the final and disregarding a lot of other things that might be going into play. And my smoky for the tournament is Iran, so keep an eye on Iran.
Outside bet. Thank you so much, Ahmed. Much appreciated. Thanks for coming on the show. We shall catch up with you, hopefully, in a couple of weeks, just to get your review on the tournament. But until then, goodbye.
It's been a pleasure coming on. See ya.
All right, take care. Bye.